everything that led me to kill this big boy. And I'm not in trophy whitetail territory. I don't have hundreds of thousands of acres. This big buck was killed on a 10-acre piece. Do the work, food plots. So if you guys are like me, you use winter to make bow hunting easy to kill big bucks in the fall. I use the winter to create a big buck paradise, big buck playground, whatever you want to call it. So killing big bucks is never easy, but you can do a lot of projects in the winter time to up your success rate in taking down these big bucks. Before I used to do all this work, I found out the hard way. I'd usually have tag soup, get caught with your pants down, not be prepared. Winter is a great time to create that big buck paradise for fall. You know, all the work you do in the winter is gonna up your odds of killing that big buck in the fall. I used to, bow season was over, pack my bow away. Well, I'll get out there next fall, go hunting, and my success rate wasn't real high at killing big bucks back then. If you're like me and all your neighbors hunt, you got to make your property as appealing as you can to draw in these big bucks and hopefully hold them in October, November, when it's prime time and when they're moving in daylight the most. You want to have the does, you want to have the food, you want to have the cover, you want to have your stands in the right location, you want to have scrapes in the right locations, you want to have perfect access, perfect exit. All these things are super important to up your chances. We're going to go over them all today, give you guys some winter projects and show you guys how to get prepared and how to take down that big buck come next fall and make things a lot easier for you. Hope you guys had a good deer season, bow season. Hope you guys put a nice buck down. If not, I hope you learned something from hunting your properties and you can utilize that this winter to set yourself up for next fall to up your chances on killing that big buck that you're after. I was fortunate I did put a nice buck down again this season, but I'm still have all kinds of projects I want to do. So this was one of my great winter projects. I just worked on this last couple of weeks. You can see how thick this is in here. There's buckthorn and dogwood everywhere in here. And so what I did, I cleared out a nice trail. Winter's a great time to do this. So you can see the trail I cleared out. You can see the stand up in the tree right there. Take a trail right down. They're gonna come right down here and then they cross the creek right back there. It's a natural creek crossing. I just cleared it out a little more for them. Don't clear out your trails too much or the big bucks won't take them. They like a little bit of cover on their sides when they're walking, it seems. Right here, this is perfect. They already got a scrape here. We're in December. I just cleared this out up this branch. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clear all this out. I'm gonna hang some vines here as well with the branches. You just have a giant scrape right here. And we got a 25-yard shot right here. So any south, east wind, absolutely perfect. I can hunt this with all this thick stuff. Shooting lanes, clear out your shooting lanes. You can have the best hunting properties in the world, but if you don't take the time, you get lazy and you don't clear out your shooting lanes, what good does it do you? So make sure to trim out those lanes. Winter is a great time to do that. I'll come back and prep them in August when I get cell cameras set and finish my oats food plots end of August. Anyone can get lucky. You can go in, not do a single thing. Some properties and you can kill big deer. I'm not saying you can't. But every little thing you do, especially in the winter off season here, is gonna up your percentages to take down that big buck. Literally, you kill the deer in the off season with all the work you do if you own private ground or if you hunt public hunting as well. You're scouting, finding fresh scrapes, finding rubs, finding certain bedding areas where those bucks were, notes that you've taken throughout the hunting season, public or private hunting. Scouting, you see what food plots have worked, you see where the scrapes are, you see where the rubs are. I don't step foot in my hunting properties all fall till I'm done hunting. I just have small properties I hunt, about 5 acres of hunting ground at one farm and about 14 at the other farm here. Great time to walk through your property. There's no mosquitoes out here, there's no bugs. I'm not sweating moving deer stands. We've done the summer work, put the food plots in, it's 90, 100 degrees. It's pretty nice. So take advantage of this time to scout your properties. You know, you can still see the fresh shine. You can see the scrapes really good before you get a lot of snow. You can see the fresh rubs. You can see the deer trails in the mud right now. So winter is a great time to create that big buck paradise. So here's another spot. I took the chainsaw and the hedge trimmer and made 2 trails. This is so thick and overgrown. I made a trail here, a trail down here that lead to my food plot where the deer come from, and then I connected the 2 trails to my stand where they cross the creek right on the backside. So funnels those bucks right to your stand. It's not like gun hunting where you got 200, 300, 400 yards, right? Got to get them within 30 yards. So something as simple as making 1 trail. If you got a thick area you hunt property, this trail I'm walking on, I made this, and 2 years ago, real nice 10-point I shot, followed the same trail I'm on right to my stand, and I put them down. And so it's something as simple as grabbing the chainsaw in the winter and making a nice trail that leads right to your stand. Come walking across this creek crossing right here, stand right there. 30-yard shot, put them down.
Map.
So there you go, something as simple as making 1 trail, funnels them right to my stand. I put down a great buck because of it. So just think, the more things you do, ups your percentages. It's never a guarantee killing these giant bucks, but every little thing you do is gonna help your odds. So we're gonna go over some nice winter projects to help you guys out. Right here, I already trimmed it, good winter job. So I trimmed back about 20 yards in. You can see that right there. So I trimmed the branches to my stand right up there. So it's about a 40-yard shot, which is a little further than I like to take, but if I don't have any obstruction, I get them stopped broadside, I'll take that shot. It's got trails all through here. There's trails everywhere. They love this red ocher dogwood. They'll push a doe in here and breed her, and some bucks fighting in here, and they just feel so safe. They love rubbing on it, bedding in it, browsing on it. A lot of this is old and dying woody, but there's new fresh growth as well, the red stuff. But so he was right in here, he won't come out, but I had no shot. You know, I'm watching him watching this 160 class buck in here. I can see him real good, but I had all this dogwood and brushing in the way, so I didn't take the shot, obviously. And usually they come out in that open, but a bunch of neighbors from the racket or road or whatnot, they'll stay in this thick stuff. So at least here I got a winter's a great time to make those shooting lanes and move the stands. So hopefully this will put a big buck right here for next year that I can get a crack at. So it's super crucial, even if you have bigger farms, you've got 100 acres, 1,000 acres, you know, you got the biggest thing about killing nice bucks is they gotta feel safe wherever they are. They'll sit on a fence line out in the middle of nowhere with just a row of trees. You guys have seen it, you know, if that big buck feels safe, if it's secluded, no human intrusion, they'll come there. And this hunting property I got here is kind of like that. It's 14 acres, and I just hunt the perimeter of it. So the big bucks, I have big bucks in here every fall. I'm pretty fortunate. Although if you don't hunt it right, you're not gonna have any deer in here. You're gonna blow them all out. So, but now, you know, I do my work in the winter time, in the off season, and it makes wrapping your tag around a nice buck so much easier come fall, you know, because you've done your homework. You got things prepped. You know, the trap is set for that big buck to come in and feel comfortable. You know where he's gonna be. You got the stands there, you got the mock scrapes there, you got the food plots there, the screening. We're gonna make a big buck paradise out here. What's a big buck paradise? Well, first off, if I'm a big buck, you gotta think like a big buck if you wanna kill a big buck. If I'm a big buck, I don't wanna see a single person or smell them, right? You gotta have an area where those big bucks feel safe. So seclusion, bedding, cover, you want all that. Obviously, a big buck needs some good food. We're gonna check out our food plots here. We're gonna check out our screening and our bedding we planted here. What else is a big buck gonna want on his playground paradise? he's gonna want some girls, right? So you gotta create a doe habitat, and that's pretty easy to do. Put some food plots in. Don't pressure your property, have some thick cover. Does are gonna pile in here. Let's go check out how the sorghum did, the Milo. I planted red and white Milo. I did a video on that as well. But we're gonna check it out. See if we wanna plant it next year. All right, white Milo. Came up great, but the deer did not like the heads of this. And it's a lot different for the red. They hammered the red, I already know, because I put a video out, but this was good cover, and I had some nice bucks bedding in here. Weeds and sorghum, grain sorghum Milo, excellent cover. The big bucks bedded in it, but I will not be planting white Milo next season. I will be planting the red. So let's go check out the red. I'll tell you what, guys, I might have said it once already, but look at this trail right here. This Milo, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's trails all in here. This is just 2 acres of cover I planted. It shows you how they love bedding in this Milo. Big bed. I mean, look at this. Oh yeah, we got it all knocked down. See, they're bedding in here. Good cover. I'll be planting Milo again. That's a success for bedding. What I was saying is, before I used to do all these winter projects, I had tag soup come fall. Bucks caught me off guard. I wasn't prepared, and makes it a lot harder. So get in there in the winter, check out your properties, whether it's permission farm, a lease, farm that you own, public hunting. You can learn so much in the winter time. Let's go check out this red sorghum. All along the edge is chewed. So red sorghum success. I will be planting more red sorghum next year. And we got a lot of native plants and weeds that come up in here that second as bedding with the Milo. Worked out good. So good screening and bedding. I'll be doing the same thing next year. This is where that real giant buck was bedding. So success on the red Milo in bedding. Looks like someone just come in here with a lawnmower. These oats were coming into January in southern Wisconsin. These oats are still green. These oats are still getting pummeled by the deer, and they can handle the browse pressure. They keep growing. Check out my oats food plot videos if you guys haven't. They are one of my favorite food plots just for this reason. The deer absolutely love them in my area. And these Whitetail Institute oats stay nice and green, and they're still getting hit by deer in the winter. This camera location right here has been great. I pick up almost every big buck that comes in here because it's right off a main trail that I made, and it dumps right into my oats food plot. So this was a soybean food plot, and I broadcast oats over it. The soybeans failed. There was some soybeans in here, but they got ate right down to the ground because we had a severe drought and they hardly came up at all. So I broadcast oats before a big rain, and you can see it came up great. So it saved that soybean plot. And I made a trail from the big egg fields that the big bucks come in, and then out the backside as well. So the oats worked. I am gonna plant them again next year. Looks like he took a lawnmower in here, and look how green they are come January. So definitely gonna plant some oats again next season right here. Camera locations is huge. Winter is a great time. Do need to put some camera locations for next year, maybe trim some trees and shooting lanes. So, you know, I haven't walked through this property in winter, so look at the trails they got here. So what it is, leads to an opening. Oh yeah, rubs everywhere. They got this cleared out. I made that trail last year. It goes right to my stand. It's a nice opening. Rubs, trees. That looks like a good tree for a trail camera next year, I'm thinking. Nice opening here just off the food plot before they go out into the big egg fields. Nice trail there. So be a good spot for a cell camera in the summer, fall. Found some fresh rubs here. They're right off the ditch. I had an absolute giant buck. I encountered November 1st that dodged all my cameras, and I moved a stand where this ditch meets the thick cover. I got a stand right there, so set myself up for next fall. Check out your ditches. You might be surprised. I mean, a lot of these rubs are chest high. I think big bucks, it's perfect down here. I mean, look how low down I am. And they can slide right in here, you know, and it's perfect. See the UTV up there, about 10 feet down. There will be a cell camera going in here next year. They push a doe down here, breeder, or just bed down here to be out of the wind and cover. They got Milo and thick cover on the backside. I'll be checking the rest of this ditch out. This is crazy. You know, gotta move a stand over here, main deer trail over here. Got this big buck that keeps coming from this direction. Got to get a camera over there, got to get a stand over there. During the hunting season, I'll make little notes of what I want to do, off-season projects. And that way, come the off-season, you know, it's hard. You guys got a memory like me, it's hard to think, gosh, I know I wanted to move a stand or get a mock scrape somewhere, but I can't quite remember where. And winter is a great time to do these projects that, you know, you can see, you know, everything, all the leaves are off the trees. You can see the trails. If you got real thick hunting areas like myself, it's a great time to trim, make some trails, funnel the deer. So I'm going to show you the stand I moved already, and I moved that 2 weeks ago. Set myself up for next fall. So I got the Milo and the bedding right behind me. This giant buck was bedding right down here. I'll show you an aerial. So I moved a stand right here, right off. The reason I moved it there, well, A, I can slip in. My old stand was 90 yards right in there. Super intrusive. Only day I encountered him was the first day I hunted it, and I think he smelt me. Great time to move stands. And I moved this stand for my access and my exit. I can slide in here. So here's the stand behind me. So we're gonna sneak right in this. And I'll park right up by that farm up there, and I'll cut right across the open field. Sneak right in. Ditch on the backside. Perfect access. And see the stand up in the tree up there. I just found some fresh rubs, some big ones in here. And look at, so there's a bunch of willows in here. Perfect spot for a big buck to just hide out. And he must have bedded in here. Oh my God. Well, those are some good rubs. This is just thick, nasty willows off the bedding. I mean, perfect spot for a big buck. It all makes sense, but wow, it's awesome. Just finding these fresh rubs like this, where they just shred the trees. I mean, maybe I'll get a stand down on this side as well. See what I can do. Now I'm headed to an oats food plot. The oats came up great, and the other oats plot is only 200 yards from here, but this one just didn't get hit. And the reason it didn't get hit, I think it's just too close to the road. I mean, the road's right on the back side. I'll show you an aerial. So it's right there, other side of this creek. See, it's nice and green. I had a camera on there, hardly any deer in there. So I did have soybeans in there that the deer hit pretty good, so I might put soybeans next year, or I might just throw some Milo in there and do more bedding, because I'm surrounded by open ag fields, so I think the more bedding the better. So I'll probably just throw some more Milo in here. You can see this dogwood. These are two big dogwood, three big dogwood trees. Planted full-size trees. I mean, they were 6 feet high when I transplanted them, and if you do in the spring, guys, in April, they'll live. You know, grab a shovel, dig her up. It's pretty hardy shrub, and the deer absolutely love this stuff. Not to mention, this is all good cover and screening, and browse. I think it's one of the best deer browse I've found is red osier dogwood. So the oats food plot there, a fail. The deer did not hit it. It grew good. So something else will be going there next year. So these willows are a success. You know, you can see all the new willows coming up. Their roots go underground and come up. That's why these little fresh growth. So I'm gonna let this grow. I'm not gonna mow it. You know, I plant sorghum on the backside, but there's rubs everywhere in these willows. Bucks love bedding in there, so I'm gonna let these come up. All right, we're at a mock scrape location. I moved my cell camera already, but I hung the spine. Main crossing of the ditch right here. Mock scrape that I put in, absolute success. Two, the shooter bucks I was after. Two, I mean, every buck around was hitting this fine, but I had two really nice ones hitting this fine. I mean, look at the size of that scrape. It's covered in snow now, but so this mock scrape is success. Definitely gonna freshen it up for next year. Take out the vegetation, make sure it's tied up good. That'll be going there again. So check out your mock scrapes. Tell you what, guys, get out and walk your properties here in December. I find something new every time I walk through here. And this is only a 14-acre piece. I'm finding new trails. These big bucks will take different trails, scrapes, rubs every year, so it's fun to learn. If you're a whitetail addict like myself, I love chasing big deer. It's December is a great time to scout and look for fresh signs. So, all right, guys, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do the work in the winter, make it easy in the fall to kill these big bucks. So when you guys get bored this winter and you're like, what should I do? And cooped up inside, don't have enough snow to go snowmobiling, want to get outside and do something. I hope I gave you guys some ideas what you can do to really enhance your hunting properties. Throw your gear on, grab the chainsaw, and go have some fun. I absolutely love doing this stuff. You know, just setting the property up is so fun for me. Create a big buck paradise, pre-rut and rut, where big bucks know this is the place to come. No human intrusion. They got does, they got food, they got water, they got scrapes. That's what you want. You know, those big bucks, they got a fall playground paradise to go. They're not going to be on your neighbor's land. You know, if you guys are like me, all my neighbors hunt as well, especially come gun season. So these are high pressure deer where I hunt. So you got to create your property to be as appealing as you can for these big bucks, because they have hundreds of properties around to choose from. So what's going to make those big bucks go to your property? You need to do everything you can to make them as appealing as you can if you're serious about taking down big deer every year. So I hope what I shared with you guys helped you out. I hope you guys learned something new, hopefully, or hopefully I gave you some incentive to get out and do some off-season projects that you normally wouldn't have. Like I said, I never used to do any of this stuff in the winter. I was like, deer hunting's over, and once I started doing the winter off-season projects, my success rate on killing bucks has gone way up. So I found out the hard way. And have a good New Year's. Get some winter projects done. All right.